Greg and his best friend Rowley were on a quest. It wasn't for treasure or anything cool like that. They were looking for the library. Seemed simple enough, right? Not this time. This library was special. It was called the Lost Laughter Library, and nobody knew where it was.
I bet it's haunted.
Rowley whispered, his eyes wide. Greg rolled his eyes.
It's a library, Rowley, not a haunted house.
But even Greg felt a little spooked. The library was dark and dusty, and the shelves seemed to go on forever. Suddenly, they heard a noise. It was a faint, giggling sound, like someone was trying not to laugh. They followed the sound deeper and deeper into the library. In the very heart of the library, they found him. He was a tiny old man, no bigger than a teacup, with a long white beard and a pair of spectacles perched precariously on his nose. Books were piled high around him, and he was guarding a big, locked chest.
Who are you?
Rowley asked, his voice trembling slightly.
I am the bookworm, and this is where I keep the laughter.
The tiny man grumbled, pointing a gnarled finger at the chest. Greg frowned.
Why would you lock up laughter?
Because laughter is noisy and disruptive. It disturbs the peace and quiet of my library.
But laughter is supposed to be fun. It's meant to bring joy and happiness, not confusion and frustration.
Rowley protested vehemently. The bookworm just shook his head, remaining firm in his stance.
The only way to release the laughter is to solve my riddles. Only then will the joy be set free.
The bookworm cleared his throat and began. His eyes gleamed with a mischievous glint.
What has an eye but cannot see? He asked, his voice dripping with anticipation.
He rasped. Greg and Rowley thought hard, their brows furrowed in concentration. After a moment, Greg's face lit up with realization.
Correct, S1, a needle, Greg exclaimed triumphantly.
The bookworm grunted, clearly not pleased. He then posed his next riddle, his voice steady and challenging.
What has to be broken before you can use it? He asked, a sly smile playing on his lips.
This time it was Rowley who had the answer. His eyes sparkled with excitement.
An egg! Rowley shouted, his voice filled with confidence.
The bookworm looked positively annoyed. 2 down, 1 to go. He was not expecting them to be this quick.
What has no voice but can still speak to you? He asked, his tone more serious this time.
Greg and Rowley looked at each other, puzzled. This one was tougher than the previous riddles. They racked their brains, trying to think of the answer. Then Greg noticed a book lying open on the floor.
A book! Greg shouted, his voice echoing with certainty.
The bookworm let out a groan. His tiny face scrunched up in reluctance. He had been dreading this moment for days, knowing what lay inside the chest. He had no choice but to open the chest. With a deep breath, he reached out and slowly lifted the lid, his heart pounding in his tiny chest.
Ugh! Fine, here goes nothing, he muttered under his breath, his hands trembling slightly as he prepared for what was to come.
As soon as he lifted the lid, a wave of giggles erupted from within, swirling around the room like a mini tornado. The sound was infectious, filling every corner with joy.
Whoa, look at that! He exclaimed, his eyes wide with amazement as the giggles danced around him.
Greg and Rowley couldn't help but laugh along. Their laughter mixed with the giggles, creating a symphony of joy that was impossible to resist. The library, once silent and dusty, was now filled with the sound of joyous laughter. It was as if the very walls had come alive with happiness. Books vibrated on the shelves, and even the dust motes seemed to dance in the air. The entire room was transformed, brimming with life and energy.
This is amazing! The whole place feels alive! One of them shouted, their voice filled with wonder and excitement.
The bookworm, to everyone's surprise, began to chuckle. It was a sound no one had ever heard from him before, a genuine laugh of pure delight. It started small, like a hiccup, but soon he was laughing along with them, his tiny body shaking with mirth. The laughter was contagious, spreading to everyone in the room.
I guess laughter isn't so bad after all, he said, clutching his sides as he laughed harder than he ever had before.
From that day forward, the Lost Laughter Library was lost no more. It became a beacon of joy and curiosity, drawing children from all corners of the town. The once silent halls were now filled with the sound of giggles and the rustling of pages as kids discovered new adventures in every book.
Welcome, kids. Ready for a new riddle? Today's challenge is even trickier than the last one.
The bookworm, no longer grumpy, welcomed children with open arms and a fresh batch of riddles. He learned that laughter wasn't a disturbance but a source of joy that filled the library with life. The children's laughter became the heartbeat of the library, making it a place where everyone wanted to be.
Hey, we did it, Lila! The library is saved! We turned it into the happiest place in town!
And it's more fun than ever. We can read, play, and solve riddles together.
Greg and Rowley became honorary librarians, their laughter echoing through the halls, a reminder that sometimes the best things in life are found in the most unexpected places, especially when you're not afraid to laugh along the way. The library became a second home for many, a place where friendships blossomed and imaginations soared.
Haha, thanks for freeing me, everyone. I never knew a library could be this much fun.
And remember, the library's always open for a good laugh. Come back anytime you need a smile or a new adventure.
The library, now a place of joy and adventure, stood as a testament to the power of laughter and friendship. It was a magical place where stories came to life, and every visit promised a new and exciting journey. Gap 3S. One day, while exploring the farthest corners of the library, Greg, Rowley and Lila stumbled upon something unusual. Behind an old dusty bookshelf, they discovered a hidden lever. What's this? It looks like some sort of lever. Should we pull it? Only one way to find out. Greg pulled the lever, and to their amazement, the bookshelf slid open, revealing a secret passage. Whoa, this is amazing! Where do you think it leads? Only one way to find out. The trio cautiously stepped into the passage, their excitement bubbling over. The dimly lit corridor led them to a hidden room filled with ancient books and mysterious artifacts. Look at all these old books. They must be hundreds of years old. And what are those strange artifacts? This place is like a treasure trove of secrets. As they ventured further into the room, they encountered a series of puzzles and riddles inscribed on the walls. Look, another riddle. Let's solve it together. With each puzzle they solved, a new part of the room was revealed, unveiling more secrets of the lost laughter library. This is incredible. Who knew the library had so many hidden secrets? The bookworm joined them, his eyes wide with wonder. Even he had never discovered this hidden passage before. You kids have found something truly special. This room holds the library's oldest and most mysterious books. Let's solve these puzzles and uncover all its secrets. Together, they worked through the riddles, their laughter and curiosity guiding them. The hidden room became a new favorite spot, a place where the magic of the library continued to unfold. And so, the library that was once lost became a place of endless discovery, where every book, every riddle, and every hidden passage promised a new adventure. Remember, kids, the library is full of surprises. All you need is a bit of curiosity and a love for adventure. The secret passage was just the beginning, and the Lost Laughter Library, with its hidden wonders, became a place where the magic of stories never ended. As they delved deeper into the hidden room, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the bookworm encountered something truly extraordinary. In the center of the room stood an ancient pedestal, and perched atop it was a wise old owl with eyes that shimmered with knowledge. Gap 2ES. Greetings, young adventurers, the owl hooted softly. I am the guardian of knowledge. You have done well to uncover this secret passage, but your journey is not yet complete. Gap 2S. The trio, along with the bookworm, exchanged curious glances. What must we do, Guardian? Lila asked, her voice filled with anticipation. Gap 2S. The Guardian of Knowledge spread its wings, revealing a scroll tucked beneath its feathers. Within this scroll lies the final riddle. Solve it, and you will unlock the deepest secrets of the Lost Laughter Library. Gap 2S. Greg carefully unrolled the scroll, revealing a series of cryptic clues. We need to work together, he said, determination gleaming in his eyes. Gap 2S. As they deciphered each clue, the Guardian of Knowledge offered gentle hints and guidance. With every breakthrough, the room seemed to glow brighter, as if the library itself was cheering them on. Gap 2S. After much pondering and collaboration, they finally cracked the final riddle. A hidden compartment in the pedestal opened, revealing an ancient tome bound in leather. Gap 2S. This is the heart of the library's wisdom, the Guardian of Knowledge explained. Within these pages lie stories and knowledge that have been safeguarded for centuries. Gap 2S. The group marveled at their discovery, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment and wonder. We did it! Rowley exclaimed, his face lighting up with joy. Gap 2S. The Guardian of Knowledge nodded approvingly. Remember, the true power of the library lies not just in its books, but in the curiosity and teamwork that brought you here. Continue to explore, learn, and share the magic of stories with others. Gap 2S. With hearts full of gratitude and excitement, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the Bookworm knew that their adventures in the Lost Laughter Library were far from over. The hidden wonders and endless tales awaited their eager minds, promising a journey of discovery that would last a lifetime. Gap 2S. And so, the Guardian of Knowledge watched over them with a wise and knowing gaze, a silent reminder that in the world of books the magic never truly ends. As the Guardian of Knowledge looked on with wise, shimmering eyes, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the Bookworm prepared themselves for the ultimate challenge. The ancient scroll in Greg's hands held the key to unlocking the deepest secrets of the Lost Laughter Library. "The final riddle," Greg read aloud, his voice echoing in the hidden chamber. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" The group exchanged thoughtful glances, their minds racing. "It must be something intangible," Lila mused, "something that exists in the realm of ideas." Rowley scratched his head deep in thought. "Maybe it's a whisper or an echo," he suggested, his eyes lighting up with a spark of realization. The Guardian of Knowledge nodded approvingly. "You are on the right path. Think of what carries stories and knowledge, yet has no physical form." Greg's eyes widened as the pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. "An echo! It's an echo!" he exclaimed with excitement. The ancient pedestal began to glow with a warm golden light. The hidden compartment slowly opened, revealing a gleaming treasure chest. Inside lay an ancient tome bound in leather, its pages filled with timeless wisdom and stories. The Guardian of Knowledge spread its wings, its voice filled with pride. "You have proven yourselves worthy, young adventurers. This tome contains the heart of the library's wisdom, safeguarded for centuries. Use it well." The group marveled at their discovery, their hearts swelling with a sense of accomplishment and wonder. "We did it together!" Rowley beamed, his face radiant with joy. The Guardian of Knowledge offered a final piece of advice. "Remember, the true power of the library lies not just in its books, but in the curiosity and teamwork that brought you here. Continue to explore, learn, and share the magic of stories with others." With their newfound treasure and a renewed sense of purpose, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the Bookworm knew that their adventures in the Lost Laughter Library were just beginning. The hidden wonders and endless tales awaited their eager minds, promising a journey of discovery that would last a lifetime. And so the Guardian of Knowledge watched over them with a wise and knowing gaze, a silent reminder that in the world of books the magic never truly ends. The ancient tome now safely in their possession, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the Bookworm made their way back through the labyrinthine halls of the Lost Laughter Library. The shadows seemed less daunting now, replaced by the warm glow of triumph. In the heart of the library, a grand feast awaited them. Long tables were laden with delicious foods from every corner of the world, as if conjured by the library's own magic. The air was filled with the sound of clinking glasses and joyous laughter echoing through the grand hall. Greg raised his glass, his eyes sparkling with gratitude. "To teamwork, curiosity, and the magic of stories," he toasted. The others joined in, their faces glowing with pride and happiness. As they indulged in the feast, they took turns reflecting on their adventure. Lila spoke first, her voice filled with wonder. "This journey has taught me that the greatest treasures are not always material. The wisdom we've gained is priceless." Rowley nodded, adding, "And that challenges are easier to overcome when we work together. Each of us brought something unique to the table." The Bookworm, usually so grumpy, even managed a smile. "I've learned that even the most ancient knowledge can be revived with a little bit of laughter and a lot of heart." The Guardian of Knowledge watched from a distance, its eyes twinkling with approval. The library, once a place of mystery and challenge, had become a sanctuary of joy and learning for these young adventurers. As the feast continued, the group knew that this was just the beginning. The Lost Laughter Library held countless more secrets, stories, and adventures waiting to be discovered. And with their newfound wisdom and camaraderie, they were ready for whatever came next. The celebration lasted long into the night, a fitting end to an incredible journey, and so, with full hearts and minds brimming with possibilities, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the Bookworm looked forward to many more adventures in the magical world of books. As the grand feast drew to a close, the group knew it was time to bid farewell to the Lost Laughter Library. The ancient walls seemed to hum with contentment, as if acknowledging the newfound bond between the adventurers and the library itself. Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the bookworm gathered their belongings, their hearts heavy yet hopeful. They approached the Guardian of Knowledge, who stood at the entrance of the library. Its eyes, still twinkling with wisdom, seemed to smile at them. Greg stepped forward, his voice filled with gratitude. "Thank you for everything. This has been an unforgettable journey." The Guardian nodded solemnly. "Remember, the library's doors will always be open to those who seek knowledge and joy. You have proven yourselves worthy custodians of its secrets." Lila, her eyes shining with determination, added, "We promise to return. There are so many more stories to uncover and so much more to learn." Rowley and the bookworm nodded in agreement, their faces reflecting the same resolve. With one final look at the Grand Hall, now a place of cherished memories, the group turned to leave. As they stepped out into the morning light, the library's doors closed gently behind them, as if whispering a promise of future adventures. Walking away, they felt a sense of accomplishment and a bond stronger than ever. The world outside seemed brighter, filled with endless possibilities. They knew this was not an end, but a new beginning. With hearts full of hope and minds brimming with curiosity, they looked forward to the many more adventures that awaited them. And so, with a promise to return, Greg, Rowley, Lila, and the bookworm ventured back into the world, ready to face whatever challenges and wonders lay ahead.